for coming here, choosing to spend your Tuesday night in what frankly looks like something from the set of the new Twilight film. Can I have a cheer for anyone who's heard of Twilight? Thank you, all the women in the room. For those of you that don't know, this microphone's going to do this, so I'm going to hold on to it, if that's okay. For those of you that don't know Twilight, basically it's some books and some films about some books. And the main character is basically, in a nutshell, a miserable 18-year-old American girl that falls in love with a vampire and a werewolf. Not really surprised that she's miserable, to be honest. To be fair, actually, similarly, when I was 18, most male attention I got was from boys that looked like they were dead and dogs. So I can sympathise a little bit. So anyway, I was a bit late to the Twilight party, if you could call it a party. I'm late to most parties, actually. Not fashionably, just I find if you're not invited, so it's better to turn up a bit later, more likely to get in. But I was late to the Twilight party because I thought it was a bit young. I thought it was a bit trendy, a bit teenage love story. And my sister has got all the books and has watched films and loves them. And in my head, my sister's like 15. Turns out she's actually 23. Who knew? So I thought I'd give it a go. And consequently, her being 23, I worked out that means at the end of this year I'll be 30. Big 3-0. I'm not so much scared of turning 30 itself. I'm more worried about the potentially life-ruining expectations that come with turning 30. Marriage being one of them. I went to 4 weddings last year, 3 the year before that, and I've got 2 this year so far. I'm not ready for that. I'm just not ready. It's like I don't want to become part of a wedding Borg. You know, I don't want to be wedding 9 of 15. I want my special day to be memorable for the right reasons, not just because someone fucked the bridesmaid. Which is actually probably going to be my sister, so that's really wrong. And I know some of you are thinking I might feel like this because I haven't been asked. That is also true. But I'm fine with that. Totally fine. Another thing about turning 30 that I find difficult is the baby thing. Everyone kind of gets all babyfied when they get to 30, and I get a lot of people saying, Steph, you're brilliant with kids, you'd be really good at having kids. And I think, I do have quite big hips. And fairly ample breasts, but childbearing hips, isn't it? Do you find it's always really inappropriate people that say those sort of things to you? Like my granddad. I don't know about you, but frankly, my granddad essentially telling me I'm fit to be a good breeder isn't that much of a compliment, to be honest. Speaking of my granddad, I actually was brought up by my grandparents. I lived in a small town in Cornwall. I brought up, and as a result, I was at school. I was a nan kid. I don't know if any of you are aware of nan kids. They have them in most schools, at least one. I'll describe them for you to help. Basically, they don't have a rucksack. They have like a satchel that looks a bit like a briefcase, and they have a tie. Regardless of whether there's a school uniform. And they always have spam or corned beef or some other warlike meat in their sandwiches. Going back to the baby thing, actually, my mum's got on the bandwagon as well, and she has this thing that she's got in her head now, so she comes out with a, well, you're not getting any younger. Which I usually respond to the same way I have for the last 15 years, with, and you're not getting any better at communicating with your children. My mum's actually a Jehovah's Witness, or as my sister nicknamed them, the Heavy Jebbies. It's a mixed response when I tell people that. It's good and bad in some ways. One hand, we don't have a Christmas tree, and we don't celebrate Christmas, but on the other hand, when she comes round, I don't have to let her in anymore.